Hi Pisces. Today feels like a very Pisces day. I have a little bit of binaural beats in the background. You probably can't hear them, but I've been using them for about 10 years, and they're just something, they have so many different kinds now, but make sure you find the right hertz for you. And they're just so helpful to listen to. I immediately feel it in my water crystals, which is the water that makes up you, most of you. So if you want to check more into that, there is the crystal experiment, the water crystal experiment. But sound healing is a way to receive healing in a way that's not really asking you to be like active about it. So you're just listening. It's like music. It is music. And it's healing vibrations that help your vibrations. Sometimes I just have them on, even like just on TV in the background, whatever. So don't know I need to tell you that, but it might be helpful for the months to come, especially until your season. Maybe you take a nice bath and put the beats on. We are now in Capricorn season. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. If you want, also just hit the like, subscribe button, share it with someone. You could tell wasn't planned. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, and all information for the second part / extended of the reading is below as well. And now let's already get into it. I wrote down something else for each sign this month. And for you, it's about power dynamics. It's about going with the tides. It's about listening when needed to and speak when needed to. And how do you know that? I mean, I think as a Pisces, sometimes that can be any water sign struggle. But right now, I don't know, you feel like people are listening to you more. You feel like you have so much feeling behind what you're saying. You have so much power behind what you're saying. However, you have to remember, if you can't promise these people anything, I know it sounds like politics, but it's like the way we wish politics could be, but let's not get really into that. It's about you needing to be able to back that up. Like, you can say things and people will listen, but the way it adds value is if there is hopefully going to be a process, or at least you trying to go for a process and actually trying to get whatever you're willing to offer to work for no matter what situation you're in right now. You may find that you need, or you're getting this push, so that like even if you say something, regardless of you knowing what's going to happen next, it's not like you don't have a plan or you don't have something in mind, and you have the energy to, produce and to move forward and to put that focus somewhere. Just remember, everybody is not an Aries. Everybody is not a fire sign, right? So when you deliver something, you have to look at like, okay, so how long do I think I want to be doing this for? At least like a ballpark. Even if you don't know for sure, what could be another plan if you need to change it up or move on from it, or you're not wanting to pass it along to anyone else, right? So you have to think about certain things when you begin other things. And the diligence you have right now is really important, and the opening that's going to happen. So one door might close and another door might open for you. For most of you, that is what's going to happen. You just have to be willing to see it. So sometimes it's not about a literal moving on from a job, moving on from a relationship. It's sometimes moving on from a mindset, moving on from things that just don't add up anymore. It's probably like, if this final push, and it sounds so good and it feels so good to hear and to offer and to be able to provide. It's just, is there like longevity in this? And again, like, how do you know anyway? For everyone, it's different. There's a feeling or a sensation or something that goes along with this, just knowing that it's just like, even if it's for now, this is where I want to do. This is where I want to set my attention. This is where I want to move along. And you can find a lot of luck and a lot of very easeful treading right now if you focus on what's in front of you. Like, what's actually important, what actually needs your attention. Like, you could, share whatever it is that you're wanting to share with people, but you can't expect that in Capricorn season, everyone's going to follow through. This is the month where you find out if people are, willing to follow through or not. This is where you find out if people are willing to do the work or not, including yourself. So you'll know by the middle of the month if it's going to be worth it. You might feel a rush of energy, but when you feel that energy, what I'm asking you to do is just notice, right, when it's happening. So for a Pisces rising, you have Aries in the second house, and Jupiter is in Aries. So you may get really lucky if you speak at the right time, and it may start taking off very quickly. And then you're going to begin to notice next month and towards next month how much work and how much focus you really need to put into this. And then you will notice even more that the more focus you put into this, and not really, you don't care if anyone's looking. It's not like you're at the art show watching people look at your art. Your art's there, your shit's up on the wall, or your stuff's done, but you're still hard at work. That's where you're at right now. But not because either, so people don't get this about Pisces, it's not because you are looking for an end goal. Some of you have an ego and a power dynamic that you're gonna have to work out, but we'll get into that in a second. But for a lot of you right now, it's not getting trapped in that. Like, knowing that things can happen, knowing that things are opening up for you, doesn't mean that it's gonna spread to anyone else right now. Like right now, exactly. It doesn't mean that you can go on an ego bender, and whatever that means to you, whether it's, taking too high of a risk just because you're feeling lucky. Just check on yourself and be a little more grounded, be a little pragmatic this month. Even Capricorns can get out of hand with that. So this month, if that comes up, just know that that's why. It's like, okay, but does this really matter? A lot of it's going to be a lot easier than you think. It's just going to flow and be easeful. There's going to be no drama. And I know that you're not always used to like non-dramatic things happening or non-dramatic decisions, and I don't mean that in a way that you're like a super drama queen. I'm just saying, like, usually it's like a buildup of feeling for you sometimes, but this one is just more of like, okay, rolling into the next. And if you're struggling with getting across your plan to someone else, this is what this looks like together. Maybe it's time not to carry anyone else with you. Maybe it's time to just set off on your own. Maybe it won't be as hard as it seems. Maybe it's like a little bit of work needs to be tended to, a little bit of money needs to be put into something, and then it's so easy. Like, what if? Like, why? For some of you, there's something stuck in your head that some shit has to be hard, and this is just an obvious, like, it's not gonna be as hard as you think. You need to trust that. You being diligent about the work that is real, about the process that's right in front of you, it's an opening. You'll feel like some kind of weight even lifted off of you. And some of you need to pray, or whatever that means to you, about it. No one else is really going to be able to give you any kind of advice. Even I'm not, like, this isn't really advice. It's like, you're not going to be giving, you can only see what's and feel what's coming for you, and you feel that tide. And if you find yourself in those power dynamics and, you know, battle of the ego with someone else this month, you know you're being tested. The opening, the Ace of Wands is right after that. So would you rather be giving in to someone else or doing what you need to do? And sometimes it's important just to walk away, and I know you can do that. And you need people to really see clearly that in the months ahead that you're not, this isn't like a joke, this isn't like something you're just doing for fun. Like, no, you mean this, you mean business right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's only going to take you down your road even more, like, because you can only go down your own road. And I think it's only going to give you more opportunity in the ways that you will be heard directly. You also someone may be coming into your life and giving you unforeseen advice that you weren't expecting, and it just hits you all of a sudden, and all of a sudden everything becomes clear to you. And even if those things around you, those people around you want you to care more about that situation or a different situation, or not what's good for you, like what's actually happening with you and like how good it is for you, and they're trying to pull you back into that, it's not, you know, that's not all on them, but I would just steer clear of some people right now, because your energy, this productive energy that can fester into people thinking you're mad, or people thinking you're whatever you are, it's just really this raw energy that needs to be used, because there's something, you know, we have you holding the wand, and then all of a sudden you let go, and then it starts to carry forward in a way where just magic starts happening. And I think you've been waiting for this for a while. I think you've taken the hits, and now it's just channeling the energy in a productive way, because it doesn't look like you're seeing any efforts for your voice right now. So it's like you just need to put it into action. Capricorns are a lot about action. You know, if you meet a Capricorn that talks too much, they're probably just a salesperson. So I would just take that for what it is and move forward from there, Capricorn, or Pisces, sorry. Almost your birthday. We'll see you then. All this, we'll get more in depth into this, into the second part, which will be in a link below. All information to work with me is there. This was a nice chill vibe today. Day after New Year's, if you celebrate. And we'll see you in Aquarius season.